do I get out of here? I have no idea where I'm going. It says turn right, but I'm not going right. Holy moly moly. That's a stop sign, and I definitely went straight. This road is so dark. Okay, this looks familiar, so we'll go this way. Let me turn the music off. I don't want to get flagged for copyright. Good evening, everybody. It's Sunday. If you're on the East Coast, I know y'all are probably asleep. It's 11:30 at night. But for me, it is, well, for me, it's 11:30, but I'm on my way home. So, what's everybody up to tonight? We are so close. Santa Hat, what's up? Yep, I just finished up a holiday party. It is 11:30 Eastern time. Don't know what time it is where you are, but if you do the math, however many hours behind you are, that's what time it is for you. But I just got finished with the holiday party for local company, and it was a lot of fun. It's kind of funny because in the very early beginning of the party, people were asking me if I worked for Home Depot or if I worked for a local company in that strip, and people were curious why the old DJ wasn't there, and it's kind of interesting because after the party ended, a lot of people came up to me and they said, "Please come back next year." And I was like, well, give me a call. I'd be happy to. And then people were, as they're leaving out, saying that the music was great and they liked me a lot better. And it always kind of makes me feel good, but at the same time, I always wonder, like, some of these DJs that are taking these holiday gigs or any gig for that matter, and they're not doing what people want, whether it's playing the music they want, taking requests, being entertaining, at least sociable with everybody. Because for me, I have fun. I'm not. For me, it's fun. I'm not gonna, act like I'm a stranger at their event. I'm gonna act like I'm a guest, and I'm appreciative of them bringing me in, and have a good time and play the music they want to hear, play some music that I like, and just entertain for the evening. Holiday parties are a little different than weddings because you don't get the formalized 1 hour of dinner and an hour of cocktail hour and some slow music kind of leading up to all the formal events. This is more or less when people come to a holiday party, you want to have at least a little bit turned up, but not too much to where you're burning up all your really good songs for people to get up and dance. So I decided I would go through like the decades from the 60s all the way to today. And that seems to pay off a lot more than this camera's not working. It seems to always pay off because when people get there, they kind of have this expectation that the DJ is not going to play the music they like, or based on appearances, they're going to assume that the DJ is going to only play one type of music. What's up, Carlos? Just got done watching the football game. Well, my football game ended on Thursday, and if don't already know, I'm rocking my Ravens gear. You can't see it, but that's my Raven behind the seatbelt. My fiance got this for me, early Christmas present. Thank you, love. And we are Ravens fans. I've been a Ravens fan since they started the team up, and you know, we've had 2 Super Bowls and a lot of heartache and stress being a Ravens fan. And if you don't know much about the Ravens, you basically wait until the last 2 minutes of every game in the fourth quarter, and you just stress and hang on to every play. And Justin Tucker just is a beast. There's so many games that we would have never even come close if it wasn't for him. So it's stressful being a Ravens fan. I know there's a lot of teams right now that aren't up to their usual caliber and performance, but it just kind of comes with the territory. You know, your team starts to fizzle out. Some people don't get re-signed, and they end up going to another team for more money. Or you know, we had some amazing players along the way, and eventually they move on to other teams. But we've got some that you start as a Raven, you retire as a Raven. So, but enough of the sports ball talk. I know a lot of people really don't talk sports, and rather than boring people to death, just end it with go Ravens, go Lamar Jackson. But um, yeah, I didn't watch any of the games today, so I got to go check and see how the Steelers did and how the Patriots did, because that's basically going to depend on what we need to do the next week or two. So, so back to my holiday party. Holiday party was a lot of fun. I find it that when I'm not doing weddings, a lot of events, people will come up to me and kind of more or less look me up and down, and they'll ask me flat out what kind of music I play, or if I'm going to play any whatever type of music they're looking for. And it always gives me a little chuckle because I know what they're thinking. Sometimes when I was doing like bar and club gigs, I would have like my baseball cap on, I had my black T-shirt, my jeans, a little baggy, but pulled up with a belt, and they would more or less just come up to me and they would ask me if I'm going to play anything other than hip hop, or if I'm going to play any classic rock or whatever it may be that they're interested in. And I always tell them I'm going to play a wide variety of everything, and feel free to come up and drop a request. And tonight, I had a couple that as soon as they walked through the door, a gentleman walked up, asked me how I was doing, said I looked like a stand-up individual, and he'd ask if I could play 2 songs for him throughout the evening. To which, of course, I did. He was a nice man, older gentleman, and he got up and he danced, and boy, did he dance! That's that's the fun part, when you have people that typically you'll hear, oh well, it's hard to get them up dancing. Don't be offended if nobody gets up to dance. It's okay if you just play music, and if nobody gets up, then no big deal. To me, that's a challenge. If you tell me don't be offended if nobody dances, well, I'm going to make people dance. There's a photographer that I work with every now and again, and when it's time for after dinner, she'll come up to me and she'll say, "This doesn't look like a dancing crowd." And it's like a challenge, because literally the next song I play, everybody gets up and starts dancing, and then the rest of the night is just amazing. So it's kind of funny when people say it's not a dancing crowd or doesn't look like a dancing crowd. This crowd mostly was like 40 and over, a lot of 50 and over. There were a few younger, under 30, and it would it looked like a crowd that people would say wasn't a dancing crowd if you were in attendance. But I put on music that people were kind of jamming in their seats at first and singing, and then they got up and they were dancing. And that's all you got to do. You got to kind of convince them to get up. Got to talk them into dancing with the music. So for my ride home, I figured I would at least say hi to everybody that's out there on the West Coast and the Midwest. People that usually don't get a chance to join my lives, because my schedule when I'm up at 7 a.m., it's like 4 a.m. for some of the people that are joining me, and I don't like leaving people out. And even when I'm on my way home from work at around 4 o'clock, it kind of sucks that it's like noon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock for people, and they don't get a chance to hang out with me. I wish I could find like a happy specific hour where most people are online, and maybe I got to look at my analytics a little better, see what time people are watching, because I really do want to have a good amount of people hanging out with me. I noticed that when I do the giveaways, I'll get 60, 70, well, high 60s at the same time hanging out with me, almost hit 70. But overall, I'll have like 300 views by the time I'm done the giveaway. So, that's a lot of people to come hang out over the course of 2 hours. Pennsylvania, what up? Yep, I'm in Maryland. And, to have almost, I want to say it's anywhere between 250 and 300 views whenever I do the giveaways, that's a lot of people. That just, it feels great to know that, I can get some people to hang out with me, participate in the chat, comment on videos. This is a lot of stuff that I don't think of at the time to create videos for. And that's why I'll post, just like I have in the past, stuff like my new wallet. My new wallet I love. It's really cool because I can fit 6 cards in there, my license, my gas card, some credit cards, and then there's a little trigger at the bottom where if you squeeze it, the cards kind of shoot up a little bit and they fan out. So you can pull out whatever card you need, swipe it, put the cards back, and it's kind of like a conversation piece too because it's anodized aluminum, so mine's blue. And by the way, if you're hanging out with me, it's that time. Please hit that like button wherever it is. It's probably over here, might be over here. And if you're not a subscriber, what are you waiting for? I love to have people subscribe to me so that way I don't have to spam my wall and say, I'm going live. And if you turn on the notifications, you know right away. You'll get an alert from YouTube, you get an email, and you say, Carlos is going live. So check that out. But I'd love to hear what everybody's doing for the next 2 weeks before Christmas because we literally have one full week remaining. And that following week, we got Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And I got some vacation coming up. Whew. And I'm glad to finally get to it because every year I end up not needing to take any vacation. And then I struggle between October to December to fit, you know, pepper in some vacation days here and there. But what do y'all do for December? Do you take your vacation at the end of the year? Do you burn it up during the summer and spring months when it's better weather? That's the kind of stuff that now that I'm getting to a point where I'm slowing down, I bought a house, putting some money into it, working a steady career that I've been there for 8 years. So now I'm looking at this, to do things that I enjoy with my money instead of just spending it on things that I can have and do. Starting a new job tomorrow. That's awesome. Albert, congrats to you. Definitely congrats and good luck. That sounds like a lot of fun. Hopefully, it's something that you enjoy doing. I never get tired of telling people this story because, first of all, it's about my own child, and I really do mean it. Whenever somebody starts a new job or somebody's looking for a job, I really want people to find something they enjoy, something that they want to do, something that makes them happy. Even if it's not something that makes them happy, but it's something that they enjoy, go for it. My daughter would tell me that she wanted to do something with uh, kids or teaching or art or with animals. And I told her a lot of those jobs, they start out low paying, but if you're happy and you're enjoying it, go for it. You know, when I was younger, my parents would tell me that I needed to either go to college and pay for it, get a job, or go in the military. Those are my options. And for me, I just don't have the focus for going to college. High school was enough for me. I just sitting in front of a teacher for an hour or more, listening to lectures, just steady reading independently. That's not my thing. Everybody has their own strengths and weaknesses, and for me, that's a weakness, and I wholeheartedly admit it. So my generation was told, You go to school, you get a degree, and you get a good job, and that's how you build a future. And it wasn't for me. I don't, I don't think I could sit and take a class. you More power to the people that can. I'm really glad that there are people that go to college and can fill those upper management positions or positions that require degrees. There has to be someone to do that. I mean, that's how the world works. There has to be somebody to come and unclog your drains and to take your trash, and there has to be somebody to take care of you when you're sick and make products that we use every day. Otherwise, if everybody was doing the exact same thing, we wouldn't have all the things we have today. I started my endeavor to get this job back in 2015. I finally made it. And this is the career job I'm starting in aerospace industry. Okay, wow. That's above and beyond what I even could have imagined. That's amazing. Seriously, congrats to you. And hopefully that, your first day, your week, month, year goes amazingly. But, but that's how it works. There was this like placement test that I think I got in middle school, and it was supposed to tell you what your career was in the future. And I didn't take it seriously because to me, I kind of went through the whole spectrum of things, which makes sense because when I started working, I kind of went through a spectrum of things before I found something I enjoyed. But um, we would always joke because we were kids and we would say, oh, somebody's going to get garbage man. But you know what? The garbage collector, they get benefits, they get good salary. They're the ones that are up in the morning and they're making sure that they're taking all of your trash and recycling away. So they serve a huge purpose. They do a meaningful job and they're paid, as far as I'm aware, they're paid well and they're taken care of. I don't know if they're a union or not, but you got to realize that every job that's out there, whether it's glorious or if it's down in the dirt, somebody has to do it. Otherwise, we don't have the things we have. I used to do heavy equipment operating. I used to be a laborer and used to work with concrete. And without those types of peoples, wow, peoples. Without those type of people, you don't have new houses and developments and buildings and businesses that kind of grow and bring more money into your area. So without having to preach about the circle of life and how things work for everybody's specific career and job, it's just something that no matter what it is, if you're happy doing it, do it. So my daughter wasn't sure what she wanted to do, like every other high school student, and it just so happened she was able to get an amazing opportunity while in high school that's turned into a full-time job that she enjoys and a career. So I'm extremely happy. And in the process of that, starting a photography business. So, things just happen, but not without hard work and at least effort. So there's always like this happy medium of people wait for an opportunity or they say everything happens for a reason and then they are just waiting for that sign or that opportunity. But I don't think that that's entirely how it works. You have to at least put forth the effort. You have to jump at the first opportunity if it's something that you want bad enough. Otherwise, if you don't make any effort, things aren't just going to happen to you. But things will happen around you, and you just have to recognize them and jump into them. So for me, when I got out of high school, I really wanted to get into something working with computers. And my parents told me because every generation has to raise their kids differently than their own generation and how they were raised because that world doesn't exist anymore. And my parents didn't want to buy me a computer because they thought it was a fad. They said, "Oh, you had computers growing up. You just played games on them. There's no future in computers." And I had to live with that, you know? I went out and I got a credit card. I bought my own computer and ruined my credit from day one, all because my parents didn't understand that my generation now has things that theirs didn't. And in order for me to be successful, they need to support me in whatever it is I wanted to do. But lo and behold, I went into the world without the experience that I needed, but they did support me in pretty much everything else. So I can't say that my parents like let me down or didn't do things for me, because they really did. They literally gave me everything until I got out of high school, and I just wanted to go out on my own and realize the world for myself. But that's kind of the point where now with my daughter, I want to make sure that she understands she can do whatever she wants as long as she's happy, she's healthy, she's being safe. Find something that makes a little bit of money so that way she can support herself. While she's going to college, I'm happy to help out and make sure that she has whatever she needs. But overall, it's a future that I don't even understand yet, because it's not my generation. It's not things that I'm used to, but I'm supporting her in whatever it is that she wants and she needs so that way she can be successful. And that's kind of the thing that you need to do. I had a conversation with a friend of mine and her husband, and they were kind of really reserved and on the fence about their child traveling across the country to California without a plan. And I explained to him that it's not so much that she probably doesn't have a plan, it's that she just really needs to get out of this circle, get out of this bubble, and go explore and see what's out there and find something that she really, enjoys and makes her happy. Because one way or another, they're going to do well. They're going to be happy. They're going to be safe. You just got to trust them. And that's kind of where I'm going to leave this conversation tonight, because I am home in my new garage, getting ready to go park inside now. I didn't put my clicker in here, so I got to use my app. So please tell me, comment below later. Let me know if you wanted to do something when you were younger and you just were never able to. Your parents didn't support you, whatever it may be. Just let other people know they're not alone. And it all worked out fine. Because for me, it worked out great. And I'm happy and I'm healthy. My child's happy and healthy. And I'm just working towards my future. So thank you all for hanging on with me with this very short drive. I'll try and go live sometime later this week. And I'll definitely go live either on Christmas Day or the day after, since I know everybody's busy. And we'll catch up and see what's been going on in everybody's lives over the holiday. So thank you all for hanging out. Albert, good luck tomorrow. Everybody else, have a good night. Stay safe. And I'll definitely see y'all in the next one.